Hi, I'm Lauren from Pack Tax, and today we're going to be talking about what to do if you get a 1099 from your employer instead of a W 2. So, there are two different types of tax documents that you could receive from your employer. The first is a W 2, which you get if you're like an official employee. If you're an independent contractor or something similar, you'll probably receive a 1099. If you're a W 2 employee, your employer will take out the federal income tax, Social Security, Medicare taxes for you. But if you're a 1099 employee, they will not take anything out. Which, on one hand, that's great because you get your full paycheck. But on the other hand, if you're not prepared to pay those taxes, it could be a big surprise come tax season. Another benefit to being an independent contractor is you keep track of any expenses associated with the job, and then you can deduct that from your total income on your tax forms. So, for example, if you have any software subscriptions like Adobe, Microsoft Office, Canva, etc., or if you use a home office, we can factor that in with the square footage of the office against the square footage of the house and expense that. Or if you need any gear or supplies, the list goes on and on. And the things you can expense depends on the nature of your work. So the rule is it needs to be ordinary and necessary kind of expense for your business. So if you're an accountant, it would be hard to justify like premium, I don't know, plumbing gear or something. It has to make sense for the job you're doing. Also, of note, you can't expense your commute. I know, it would be nice. However, you can track your miles once you're at your office and then you have to go somewhere else. So, for example, if you have to go into the office of the place where you're contracted to work and then you have to go run errands or whatever, you can keep track of those miles and then we can expense that on your tax forms. If you usually work at your home office, you can, and you have to go in every now and then to like the main office, then you can expense that commute because your office is your home. We can work with you to figure out what we can expense and what we can't. But keep track of everything and then we can work it out with you come tax season.